This is Fieldsports Channel News. Hunsabs breaking the COVID lockdown and trespassing want to take a huntsman to court. Huntsman Gary Thorpe from the East Essex Hunt posted this video of masked thugs trying to stop him trail hunting. This is the fourth day in a row that these animal rights extremists committed aggravated trespass. Gary says one of the sabs now claims common assault. Meanwhile, the Hunting Leaks website, which is on a server in Iceland because UK police would shut down one hosted locally, says it's releasing a database of hunt supporters around the UK because it claims the Countryside Alliance has a database of anti-hunting activists.
Actually, I can.
DEFRA and Natural England have angered pest controllers with another licensing fiasco. The government departments added a screening system for applications for individual licences for the control of gulls and other pest birds in England in 2021. The screening forms indicate that it's unlikely pest controllers will get licences to stop gulls dive bombing pedestrians. The extra step adds a delay of up to 10 working days to licence applications. It also means anyone who applied in the 3 weeks before screening was introduced wasted their time because they'll have to reapply. John Hope of the National Pest Technicians Association says it's crazy. The application process could now take 2 months.
They're also asking for any evidence to back up your claim, and I think that's going to be the problem. Now, I saw this a lot last year. I had one particular company who was trying to deal with a gull problem on a bank where the gulls were actually diving onto people, and he still couldn't get a licence for it, and he was really struggling.
The Scottish Gamekeepers Association is organising the Rural Workers Protest 2021 in Edinburgh on the 19th of March. It's an opportunity for everyone across the countryside, on land and river, to unite and find their voice. It'll take place in Edinburgh ahead of the Scottish elections in May, pandemic permitting. If you want to take part in #RWP21, email info@scottishgamekeepers.co.uk for details. Nutty DEFRA Minister Zac Goldsmith wants to put squirrels on the pill. He says the government is looking at contraceptive pills for grey squirrels to lower numbers because, he says, the pests cost the UK economy £1.8 billion a year. The UK Squirrel Accord says the government is testing 3 different types of contraceptives, including using a feeding hopper that's only attractive to greys and not native reds. A charity wants to put deer hunters out of business in Scotland. 3 charities have teamed up to propose releasing 400 links to kill deer, replacing gamekeepers and deerstalkers. The Daily Telegraph claims many conservationists think it's a good idea to let loose lynx, which died off in the UK about 500 years ago. Farmers and other livestock owners disagree. The Moorland Monitors Group is pretending to distance itself from its founder, Luke Steele. In a statement, the group says it has absolutely nothing to do with Steele because he caused nothing but trouble and was piggybacking our work for his own ends. The statement comes after US clothing brand Patagonia invested money in Moorland Monitors. Shops stocking Patagonia shun the SAB group, partly because of links to the criminal Steele. Patagonia is still soliciting donations for Moorland Monitors, which disrupts gamekeeping and wildlife conservation. Game dealers throughout the UK are breathing a sigh of relief. A Wiltshire vet and a Hampshire game dealer have successfully fought their way through the EU export paperwork and sent wild venison and game birds to European markets. The 2 stars of the game dealing world are Rita Alves from Dalton's Game Conservancy in Wiltshire and Stephen Crouch from Hampshire Game, who is also chairman of the National Game Dealers Association. Game meat exports ceased on the UK's exit from the EU on the 1st of January 2021 because of new red tape. It took Rita, working with agents in the Netherlands and speaking to Dutch government officials, weeks of work to find out how to complete the paperwork.
This particular occasion, I think we had to be a bit of a small steps, shall we say, gently push rather than a shove, because it was somebody somewhere. They got a bit of authority and were pleased for it.
Hen harriers have been spotted on half of England's grouse moors. A new survey shows a high level of endangered birds on land managed for grouse shooting, including hen harriers, merlin, curlew and lapwing, all birds on the red list. More than 100 grouse moor managers took part in the survey and half reported hen harriers on their land. Merlin were recorded on 70% of moors. About 60 hen harrier chicks fledged from 19 nests across Northumberland, Yorkshire Dales, Cumbria and Lancashire in summer last year, the most successful breeding season for hen harriers in 35 years. There's a charity fundraiser from Norfolk-based auctioneer Holt's. Do you have a gun you don't use? Holt's will auction it for free, and all the proceeds will go to your chosen charity. Holt's recommends the GWCT, which faced a 1.4 million shortfall in donations in 2020. More details via the Holt's website, holtzauctioneers.com. And for those interested in gun auctions, we now have a regular item about them with gun expert Diggory Haydock on our field tester service. Link in the description below. Police in Wales have recovered 80 dogs which they believe were stolen in the last few months. Prices of so-called pandemic puppies have risen dramatically in the last year, and dog thefts such as the one carried out by this suspect last year have risen alongside that. One major case is on its way to being solved. Dyfed-Powys Police and South Wales Police attended 2 areas in Port Talbot and Carmarthenshire where dogs and puppies with a total value of tens of thousands of pounds were found. The owners of some of the dogs have been identified and they have been returned home. A further criminal investigation is ongoing. One of the world's most wanted poachers is on his way from Kenya to the USA for trial. Ivory and rhinoceros horn poacher and drug trafficker Abubakar Mansour Mohamed Suru was extradited from Kenya to New York over the weekend. Kenya police arrested him in July last year. He is wanted in the US for allegedly conspiring to sell 10 tons of elephant ivory and more than 181 kilograms of rhinoceros horn across a 7-year period as part of an international criminal gang from Uganda called the Enterprise. And finally, a US politician is proposing to add a new species to his state hunting license, Bigfoot. Republican House member Justin Humphrey represents the heavily forested Wichita Mountains in southeast Oklahoma. He wants to issue tags for the mythical ape-like creature that has captured the imagination of adventurers for decades in order to boost tourism. Unfortunately, a Fieldsports spokesman for the Oklahoma Department of Wildlife Conservation says it doesn't recognise Bigfoot. You are now up to date with Fieldsports Channel News. Stalking the stories, fishing for facts.